Paul Dvorsky and Dan O'Halloran will be the referees tonight. Thor Nelson, Mark Schuchik are the linesmen. The Penguins starting their top unit again here tonight. They'll go with Sidney Crosby, Colby Armstrong, and Evgeny Malkin up front. And the puck is about to be dropped between Sidney Crosby and Joseph Wasacek. And from the opening draw, Colby Armstrong will move it back on defense to Ryan Whitney. And now to Evgeny Malkin. Bob Airy, again, in between the benches tonight. And a good view of Malkin and Crosby. Gino and Sid. Gino, after the puck to the corner, pokes it in behind the net for Sid. He'll protect the puck against Martinez on a turning shot stopped by Rick DiPietro. DiPietro was not all that busy in the Islanders' 2-1 loss to the Buffalo Sabres. Stopped 15 of 17 shots, but he was a lot busier last Saturday night when he stopped 37 of 40 against Pittsburgh in a 3-2 loss. Brendan Witt moves it along for Wasacek. He'll drop it off to Shatan. He's going to look at the net. He shoots and scores. Miroslav Shatan always seems to find a way to score against Pittsburgh during the year. That's only his second goal in the last 10 games, his 9th of the year, and it's 1-0 Islanders.
Well, for 3 consecutive games, Staggy, we've seen hockey games where the puck has gone in the first 2 minutes of the game. 2 games ago against the Penguins, they were scored against. Last night, they scored in the first minute. And tonight, Shatan looked like he was going to make a pass to Richard Park, who came off the bench, but he didn't, and he hesitated. The Penguins defense backed in a little too tight to Sabrin, and that allowed Shatan to get .665. Miroslav Shatan, who's streaking right now.
Islanders never score first period goals, and they get one 34 seconds into the hockey game. Now keep in mind, now this is a team that has scored only twice up into this game in the last 17 in the first period.
And Miroslav Shatan has got 5 points in his last 5 games now. 5-game point streak for him.
Wasn't scoring goals though, so he gets a big goal. And you're right, Bob, the defense backed in, and he had a lot of time to pull the trigger for that. And it was almost like time stopped. He really could eye the net and pick his spot.
Not quite sure what the delay is here, Staggy, but I know Richard Park did get on for the change there, so he gets a plus on the first shift. Now he gets to play alongside the top unit with Comrie in the center and Billy Guerin on the right side.
Chris Campoli, who played a few years with the Erie Otters up the road. Viewers in Erie who are familiar with him. The puck comes to center. Lead pass for Tyler Kennedy. He'll just direct it up into the right wing corner. Campoli back to play it. And the Islanders come attacking to center as Richard Park takes the pass from Comrie. Campoli joins the rush. Campoli throws it right through the paint. Billy Guerin takes it, fires it back to the net, and Sabrin able to make the save. Never easy for any goalie to allow that first shot. Sabrin will have to bounce back. And as we tell you that tonight's game is presented in FSN high definition by A&L Motors. Bobby?
Yeah, well, you mentioned that DiPietro had not a busy night, but the New York Islanders registered 43 shots in that game against the Buffalo Sabres, and it looks like already they're trying to get the puck through traffic anytime they can. Stay. When you're not scoring goals like Islanders, 22 games, not more than 3, you have to start shooting the puck and getting traffic. I expect that they will fire a lot of rubber towards Sabrin tonight.
Well, they obviously did that against the Sabres, as you mentioned, and now a stumbling and falling down was Freddie Meyer, a centering pass, and Adam Hall was hauled off his skates. There'll be a penalty. Adam Hall going to the net looking for his first goal in a long time. He hasn't scored in 18 games, no points in fact, and he was taken right off his skates after Freddie Meyer fell down in the corner.
Yeah, Dvorsky makes the call. Referee Paul Dvorsky, and Mike Sillinger lost his lid. He's going to go to the box. So the Penguins have a good opportunity. Sillinger, one of the best face-off men in the game, would be out there to take this draw. Look out for Richard Park, who once scored a goal 3-on-5 against Pittsburgh here last year in the building.
Penguins power play, just 1 for the last 19. They have really had a tough time with the man advantage, and they're looking to bust out of that little slump right here. Be a great time to do it, to tie this game up. Crosby snaps it to the corner to Malkin and back to Sid. Malkin will take the pass right back and move it to Gonchar at the right point. Gonchar to Malkin, one-timer, it hit him in front of his puck just wide of the goal. Oh, a great chance for Jordan Staal. I think the puck might have hit him, and then he kind of righted himself and just pushed it wide of the cage.
Yeah, it came down to his feet, Steggy. He kicked it with his right skate. He was trying to get it to his stick, but he kicked it so hard it went right by that left stick, that forehand.
Well,
nice play.
It's kind of good to see him in front of the net, isn't it, on the power play? We haven't seen a lot of that this year on that first power play.
No. Obviously, the Penguins have a game plan here. You talked about they struggled the last couple of games. They want that big body in front, so you bring 11 into play, Jordan Staal, and then you have the Danglers do their work outside.
And of course, Ryan Malone would often be in that position, but he's out of the lineup here tonight. So a chance for Staal to create that big screen in front of Rick DiPietro as the Islanders' Trent Hunter shoots it all the way down the ice. A minute to go on the penalty to Mike Sillinger.
Well, that's what you want. You want to change a minute into the power play. It's perfect. You want to get 2 units out there, and the first unit changes exactly at the 1 minute mark.
Chris Letang on that second unit. What a gifted player he is. But Rick DiPietro also a very gifted puck mover as he shoots the puck with authority all the way down the ice. And look who goes back to get it first, Chris Letang. Letang under pressure from Andy Hilbert, the former Penguin, who played on a line with Sidney Crosby and generated 18 points in 19 games. Did a real good job with Pittsburgh when he played with Sid. Gary Roberts drops it off to Peter Sikora. Sikora to the right point. Letang looks it over. Back to Sikora. His shot. Ouch. That is blocked by Andy Sutton. He gets back up. No worse for wear. And the puck stays with the Penguins. Eric Christensen back to Sikora. Sikora looks at the net. Goes to Christensen. He walks. He wanted to walk in front. And just as he was ready to pull the trigger, Andy Sutton with that long stick able to steal it and then shoot it down the ice.
What a little back dish pass by Letang on the point, Steggy, as he moved across from right to left on the blue line, was able to shuffle it back on the backhand. Real nice pass. And I don't see the defensemen of the Penguins going in on their power play. They may be a little leery because the Islanders, remember in the last meeting, sent guys behind the defense, Steggy. So let's say if that keeps the Penguins from really getting on top of that doorstep.
Good point, and you wonder if they just did that because it was at the end of the game and they were behind, or if they would do that at this point of the game too. Sidney Crosby goes in after it to the near side. Ruutu with it. Ruutu out to Tate. And the shot by Mark Eaton through traffic. And Tate sends it back around the horn. The Penguins' fourth line on the ice. George Laraque, Jeff Tate, Jarkko Ruutu. Ruutu can't handle the puck as it jumps over a stick to the near corner. Now it's taken on the near wall by Sean Bergenheim. He's got Wasicek right behind him. He takes the pass, shoots it, in the save made by Sabourin.
Danny Sabourin, get a good look at him. Lost his mask last game. He got shot right between the eyes. Danny Sabourin, 500 on the season. 2 goals on 29 shots. And talking about losing your mask, this guy almost lost his eye. Sidney Crosby put a stick between the cat eye mask of DiPietro. And already tonight you've seen DiPietro get bumped up a little bit. He's always out of the crease. And he's, well, in the old days he would be fair game, Staggy. I think I would have got a couple of bumps on DiPietro.
Richard Park. And on the forecheck, Mark Eaton, who has that stinger for last night, is able to bounce back. And boy, it looked like a serious injury at the time. You wondered if he'd be able to come back as soon as tonight. Here he is playing again. He's a tough cookie, Mark Eaton. And Malkin with a beautiful little redirect there to get the puck out to Colby Armstrong, who finds Sid. He makes a nice pass right on the tape for Gonchar, who drops it off Malkin to Sid in front for Colby. Not too many passes maybe that time, but still it was a beautiful tic-tac-toe play. Malkin with it to Ryan Whitney. Whitney with a shot, and right to the net was Crosby. He almost got a piece of it to direct it in. Now Malkin looks for the pass from Colby Armstrong. Couldn't get it, but Gonchar finds Whitney, who backhands it into the corner. Sid is there, and Whit gives him a rough ride along the boards. And Whit sends it up the wall, but right there is Malkin. Malkin and Sid have just been dynamic since being reunited last night. They were unbelievable in the first period against the Bruins, and they're looking that way again here tonight. Billy Guerin with a long drive and a save made by Sabourin.
Yeah, he was able to see that all the way in. The Islanders 9-2-2 scoring first. They got the lead early in the hockey game, and the Penguins, with Mark Eaton back in the lineup, we weren't so sure he would be or not. Jeff Tafe, he's a fourth-line center. If you weren't watching the game last night against the Bruins, he's played 101 games in the National Hockey League. Christensen scored last night. You saw Staal on the power play with Crosby and Malkin, and Armstrong plays the regular shift with those two.
Penguins are happy to be home. And you would hope that they'll be able to take advantage of the home cooking. And of course, they want to win these games in the division, too. Had a tough time in the Atlantic Division this year. Gary Roberts going the wrong way. Sabourin will help him out. Send it over to the near corner for Scuderi. Now to Ryan Whitney under pressure from Ruslan Fedotenko. Makes a nice bank pass to get the puck out to Eric Christensen.
The Islander bench wanted a penalty there. They thought that Sabourin played that puck in the no-play zone.
Take a look. Andy Sutton pokes it around Roberts. Trent Hunter to the puck. Back for Andy Sutton. Adam Hall finishes him off, and Freddie Meyer, the former Philadelphia Flyer, sends it out to center. Fedotenko, another former Flyer, pushes it down into the corner where it's taken by Daryl Sador. He couldn't take the puck with him. Fedotenko gets in there. Sikora working on him. And following on is Hilbert, and he'll drop it off. And a shot wide of the goal, and now the Penguins able to just force it back to center.
Yeah, you mentioned Andy Hilbert out on the ice right now when he played alongside Sidney Crosby. Part of that reward system we talk about that these two coaches have. And they will play the players that are working hard and contributing to winning. And that's why Richard Park's on the top unit for the Islanders. That's why Colby Armstrong's playing with Malkin and Crosby.
Now the Islanders cycling the puck. And Hilbert throws it in front. Poke towards the goal. And it ends up into the meshing somehow. And a diving attempt by Blake Como as he came to the goal, number 57. Shatan has scored for New York. It's 1-0.
Well, Staggy, Jordan Staal put on that first power play unit out in the front of the net with Brendan Witt. The puck indeed went off. Witt down, and then Jordan Staal, watch as he tried to kick it with that right skate. It comes down off the goalie, and there's the right skate. Just couldn't get it there with the forehand.
Thought it might have hit Jordan Staal, but it actually hit the defenseman in front of Staal, and he almost scored. Jordan's has only one goal in his last 27, Bob.
He's clipping his mouth guard right now, Staggy, with some scissors here on the bench beside me. Shortening that big mouth guard that we like to see hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, when it's hanging out, that means he's scoring goals, right?
That means he's scoring goals.
Here's Malkin on the backhand and a shot off a skate, and the Islanders have control. Sean Bergenheim has really played well for the Islanders lately. Very physical. He's been a presence on the ice. Puck is dumped to the corner so that he can get it. He quickly shoots it to the net on the save made by Sabourin.
Expect those bad angle shots, Staggy. You know the Islanders are going to fire it from every angle.
And Sabourin has to learn to expect them, and I know he does now at the NHL level. In the American League, you don't see as much of that. But up here, they'll shoot it from everywhere. Evgeny Malkin moves it across to Ryan Whitney, whose shot is off a stick and up into the mesh on the near side. And let's take a look at Jordan Staal with that trusty mouth guard.
Well, the scissors, Stewie behind him. He gave him that mouth guard. He said he thought he'd clip it a little bit. That's very strange to see a guy clipping it during the game, Staggy. Look at him. He's got the scissors out, doing some handiwork.
Face off to the right of Rick DiPietro. And the Penguins win the draw. Adam Hall shovels it back in behind the net. Pietro starting 9 in a row, 27 out of 28.
Look at him play every puck, every puck. He's the third defenseman out there.
Nice lead pass to Comrie, who's got speed right up the middle. Right wing, Guerin with a blast and a glove save made by Sabourin, and he holds on to it. Tomorrow we'll look back on the roller coaster seasons of your favorite sports teams in the Burgh. Spotlight the year in Pittsburgh sports 2007. Premieres tomorrow night at 10 p.m. only on FSN.
How about DiPietro? Just what an advantage. This is what Daryl Sador talked about when he played with Marty Turco. It was tougher for him coming to the Penguins because Marty Turco, like DiPietro, could play the puck. And that was the one on the forehand. Prior to that, it was to the backhand. It's just three defense back there.
Now the Penguins on the rush. And Tyler Kennedy going to get a step on Bruno Gervais. That's a great job to get around him and get to the puck. Sikora comes in there, leaves it for Kennedy. He moves it to the point. A quick shot off the left side there. Is blocked. Turning shot by Sikora, stopped. And the rebound comes to the near boards. It was a nice play by Mark Eaton to get that puck to the net very quickly, and it created another opportunity for the Penguins on the rebound.
Yeah, Kennedy out there with Campoli. Both players scored in their first game on their first shot in the National Hockey League.
Sergei Gonchar shoots it up around the boards, and look at that. That puck was airborne, and DiPietro knocked it out of midair.
Fun to watch, and then everybody expects it. Let's say the Penguins did a good job on the island with their dumpings. Let's see if they start to get the puck harder around that glass.
DiPietro again wristing it hard off the boards and picked up in flight by Sillinger. And Silly shoots one, and it's kicked out by Sabourin and directed to the corner on the rebound. And now Jarkko Ruutu for Sador, a hard pass, but he's able to keep the puck going forward. And the lead pass for Larocque off his shin guard, and back into the Islanders zone it goes. The Penguins have a chance to get a line change here. Malkin steps on and to replace Larocque. And now they'll complete the change with Tafe and Ruutu going to the bench. Penguins get their top unit on with Daryl Sador back to the puck on an icing call.
You talk about Mark Eaton, what a great warrior he is on the backside. And Mark Eaton, twice this year, once by Patrick Elias. He was clipped on the chin. He had a stinger going down his arm. You see the left arm just hanging, and Mark Eaton stayed out for that shift. This one here, Sobotka last night was able to, caught Mark Eaton hunched over playing a puck, and I just couldn't believe Mark Eaton. He's got a big mark on his chin, Staggy, but he's back in the lineup.
Warrior would be the proper word for Mark Eaton. What a great defensive defenseman he's been for the Penguins. And we saw just a moment ago as we get an offside call, that shot he took, Bob, at the left point. He got rid of it very quickly, created a couple of scoring opportunities by getting that puck to the net.
Yeah, you see where he got hit there, Staggy. You see the mark on his chin, the brush burn from the elbow of Sobotka. Sobotka had his arm to his body, but Mark Eaton was only about, his head was about 3-4 feet from the ice. The Penguins with the last change, they get away from this matchup, the Wasacek matchup. Michael Terry making the change, bringing Crosby, Malkin, and Armstrong off the ice. Let's see if he gets them back on quickly.
Adam Hall able to get the puck out to center. And then Witt over on the backhand, but accidentally almost hit Bob Airy with the puck over there, and we'll take a break. 9:56 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Islanders.
I'm here with Michael Terry. Michael, it seems the Islanders are struggling scoring goals this year. They're shooting it from everywhere tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Last game they got 41 shot, I believe, and they're going to shoot from everywhere. But for us, having a hard time right now to establish our forecheck, and we need to have better downs. But Pietro is playing really well. The puck, so our concentration's got to be better.
Are you working on any staying away from any sort of matchup out there? I know they want Witt out against Crosby.
As most as we can, try to get away from Witt and Martinez from Crosby. But in the meantime, you don't want to lose momentum in the game.
Thanks, Michael.
Oh, Wasacek. His pass stolen by Gary Roberts. Nice turnover right there in the gray area, and it gets the Penguins into the attacking zone. The backhand shot by Adam Hall, blocked away by Rick DiPietro. We can expand on that, Bob, by what he means about not losing momentum in the game as Shatan tried to get it out. Now Martinez will turn and wheel the puck. One of the Penguins got hit with a puck over there on the far boards. Ryan Whitney, and he's got a lot of snow all over his uniform too as he checks his face going back to the bench.
He didn't have any mark on his face from my vantage point here, Staggy, but if they're going to keep Witt and Martinez on the ice all the time, that doesn't mean as a coach you're going to keep Crosby and Malkin off the ice all the time. So it's kind of that catch-22. You don't want to get out of your flow. You want to make sure that you have 3 lines or 4 lines if you want to go that way.
Sillinger with it. Eaton's lost his stick. He's trying to get back in the play. The Penguins break up the play there, and fortunately the lost stick was not a factor. Eaton picks up a new one at the bench as the puck comes back to the Penguins' goal. Now Eaton again, able to shovel that puck around Trent Hunter. Malkin trying to get it to center. It comes right to the stick of Sergei Gonchar. He stops up and hits Sidney Crosby at the line. And Sid, what a play that was. He looked over his shoulder, saw Colby Armstrong, and made the pass to him, but Colby couldn't do much with it as Bruno Gervais took it away.
And the key was that he said looked over his shoulder, but it was before he got the puck he looked over.
Sergei Gonchar just rung one off the crossbar. That was a drifting shot that caught the crossbar behind Rick DiPietro.
Keep shooting it. DiPietro's got the glove on the right-hand side. Got to be careful of that. Trent Hunter's already labeled a couple of the Penguins. He hit Letang hard, just hit Mark Eaton hard. Finishes every check, Trent Hunter.
One of the top hitters in the NHL among forwards. And up the right wing comes Tyler Kennedy. Nice little pass for Jordan Staal just beyond his reach. Blake Como takes it. He takes off the other way with Andy Hilbert. Como with good speed shoots one of the stick save made by Sabra. And they are rattling the glass here in the first period. Blake Como with it to the point. Freddie Meyer push one down low. Jackman after it. So is Hilbert, who reverses it back. Eaton fights his way around Jackman, gets the puck up the boards. And Jordan Staal makes sure he gets it out to center. Andy Sutton can't play it. It goes between his legs. Tyler Kennedy finishes him off. And that's like a flea hitting a giraffe. I mean, that's just what a difference between the two players. And yet Tyler Kennedy can deliver a pretty good blow.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sergei Gonchar, you got to get pucks to the net. Gonchar floated one to the net. Colby Armstrong made his way there. A little bit of traffic, not enough. DiPietro got a little lucky from his best friend, and there's Whitney getting hit in the face with that puck on the redirect by Shatan, who's the goal scorer here tonight for the Isles.
Little mark on the cheek of Ryan Whitney, and now Jarkko Ruutu goes in behind the net. Ruutu goes to the point. Sidor dumps it behind the goal. Tafe is there with Larocque in his office. George sets it up, and Ruutu chops it just wide of the goal. He's kind of hacked at that puck. Missed the net on the short side. Freddie Meyer trying to get the puck. He can't even reach around George Larocque. He centers one for Tafe, and Tafe also took a hack at it, but then was broken up by Como, and the puck back into the Penguins zone on an icing calls. Chris Letang touches up. Play the Penguins Watch and Win sweepstakes, and you could win 2 tickets to an upcoming game at Mellon Arena. Log on to PittsburghPenguins.com. Click the Watch and Win button to play. Just enter your information and use tonight's keyword, Pens fans.
Well, the Islanders certainly defensive, giving up 17 shots against their last hockey game, and only 4 here with 6:50 left in the first in this one.
And we found out one thing about the New York Islanders, Bob, when we faced them on Long Island last Saturday night. They never give up. I mean, they're coming at you right to the bitter end. So you have to play 60 minutes against Ted Nolan's teams. The Islanders lead 1-0 with 6:33 to go in the first period. Letang, a great skater, able to lift that puck into the Islanders zone.
And the thing is, Staggy, when they have the lead, they can line up that blue line. They force the Penguins to dump it in, but like Terrian said, they're having trouble establishing that forecheck because they have that Rick DiPietro guy back there.
Now Sutton and Colby Armstrong converge on the puck. Colby won the battle for Malkin, and back to Colby. Armstrong slithering as usual. Leaves it there for Sidney Crosby. Crosby on his backhand. Can he pull the trigger? No. He got to that window of opportunity to shoot the puck and did not shoot it. And now Richard Park will poke it down the boards. He runs into Sergei Gonchar. Comrie with it. Comrie sliding away from Eaton. Snaps it to the point. And a shot by Martinek through traffic. Bouncing puck. Richard Park working hard in behind the cage. Dishes it off for Comrie. Comrie sees Park go to the front of the net. Instead goes to the point. Witt with a shot. Just missed the goal. Over to the far side, Malkin. And he just let that puck do the work there against Martinek. Trying to run interference on him, and the puck came to center.
Oh, the whole bench. When Adam Hall had his head turned and that puck came up slowly in the neutral zone, the whole bench yelled, heads up, and Adam Hall, that's the only way he knew he was going to get tagged, Saggy.
Sean Bergenheim hopping into the Penguin zone. And the puck wandered off his stick. Hall working hard to make sure he gets it out to center. Islanders have come to play here tonight, as you would expect. They've lost a couple in a row, and Ted Nolan, a great motivator. And the Islanders are really trying to get on track. They just can't score goals. That's their big problem. I mean, the other night with all those shots against Buffalo, they're unable to beat Ryan Miller.
Well, they say you can make an offensive guy into a defensive player, Staggy, but I don't think you can make a defensive player into a goal scorer. That just doesn't happen at this level.
Lead pass for Adam Hall, who directs it up inside the Islanders zone. 4:43 to go in the first period. The Islanders did a lot of this late in the game the other night on Long Island, where they would run their stationary breakout, as Bobby calls it, and looking for different ways to get speed through the neutral zone, and that was an effective play there as Bergenheim left it for Chatan. Backhand shot, rebound, and it's pushed just wide of the goal. Now the Penguins, George Larocque sends it out to center. Back to get it, Bruno Gervais. I'm going to ask you, Bobby, if the defense is going to stop behind the cage, the Penguins set up in their forecheck as we get one of the Islanders injured going off the ice right now.
I would chase them out, but what you're talking about, that last shift, the Islanders, when they stopped behind the net, the Penguins changed. So they had players coming off the ice and going on the ice, weren't able to establish anything. The Islanders took advantage of that change.
Sikora with a shot steered away, and then the Penguins couldn't keep it in, and Mike Sillinger hunts it down in the neutral zone. Left wing pass to Ruslan Fedotenko. Scuderi watches him. Fedotenko tried to reverse it up the boards. The man he intended to get it to, Trent Hunter, fell down, but it's knocked by Fedotenko right back to the corner. Now it comes strangely off the far wall, but the Penguins end up with it. Jarkko Ruutu swings it ahead. Tyler Kennedy trying to fight his way down the wall, but he couldn't get around Freddie Meyer. The Penguins are having a tough time getting that puck in deep against the Islanders. If they dump it in, DiPietro dumps it out. And it's difficult to get anything going off the rush against them as well.
I think this is going to be one of those games you're going to have to be very, very patient, because it's going to be very annoying as a fan watching the Penguins dump it in and watching the puck come right out like it just did there with the help of DiPietro. I tell you, it's very, very tough, Staggy, to play against the Islanders team when they have the lead.
Comrie hit on the near wall by Letang, and then Sidor took a piece of one of the Islanders. That was Billy Guerin on the corner. Letang races over, backhands it up to center ice. Brendan Witt, not the fastest skater in the world, but he's able to get there before Colby Armstrong and leave it there for Radek Martinek, who looks all the way out on left wing for Billy Guerin. Guerin went 16 without a goal recently. He gives it up. Crosby backhands it to the net. DiPietro makes sure he scoops it up with a glove, and then Brendan Witt, one of the Islanders, comes in there and knocks Evgeny Malkin for a loop.
Yeah, Bergenheim.
That was Bergenheim?
Yeah, are you gonna see Malkin in his first fight? Who knows? Stay tuned.
Sidney Crosby had his first official NHL fight Thursday, taking on Boston's Andrew Ference, and apparently he had quite an audience.
You get a lot of texts and calls from your buddies and things like that. I mean, that's not something I typically do, so I think it was more surprising for guys to see that. I mean, they turn on the TV, they don't expect to see me fighting.
We will have more on Sidney Crosby's first bout coming up in the first intermission. Snaggy?
Thank you, Danny. I know Bob got a big kick out of that, seeing Sidney Crosby drop the gloves for the first time in his career, and so did Barry Melrose and a lot of guys across Canada.
I may not have been that excited, Staggy, if he was getting the raw end of the deal, but he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did. Now he gets his legs moving, but he can't get around that big, long reach of Joseph Wasacek, or Wasacek as it's pronounced.
Yeah, they want him out there. He is a big body, and not only Crosby, they want him out there against Malkin as well.
DiPietro is amazing. He just lassoed that puck and ripped it right onto the tape of Sean Bergenheim, 65 feet away.
Well, that's why they signed him for 15 years, $67 million. Everybody kind of giggled, but maybe looking like a good deal.
Well, he certainly gets a lot of work, and he doesn't seem to mind that. Now Bruno Gervais with it. Having a tough time with the bouncing puck. Larocque follows on. The whistle blows here, and 1:42 to go in the first period.
Yeah, well, after that big bout there between Crosby and Ference last night, Sidney Crosby drawing blood. Not his blood, Andrew Ference's. So, well, Dana Heinze, he's got all those jerseys, Staggy, and he looked beautiful the next period. You don't have any of that blood on there.
Definitely was a badge of courage last night for Sidney Crosby. The blood of Andrew Ference. He's a pretty tough kid, and a lot like Sid in his approach to his job. He's very, very dedicated. Sillinger after it. Gervais can't get around George Larocque. Larocque finds Roberts, who steps out. He tried to stuff it into the safe. Rebound, score! Eric Christensen puts it in, and the Penguins tie the game at 1. Larocque, Roberts, and Christensen team up.
And remember last year when Eric Christensen got hot, he was playing with Gary Roberts. Stewie getting up here. Trying to take a look at what he's looking for. Just getting the high fives going down the bench. But great work by Larocque. Gervais could not steal that puck, could not get around the big boy. And there's the wrap around. Roberts on the forehand, chops away a second time. Hey, if you're going to score goals, go to the front of the net. Everybody at home might be saying, hey, all the other guys did the hard work. Well, get to the front of the net. That's where you're going to find the garbage. That's where Eric Christensen has scored, not only tonight, but last night as well.
Gary Roberts just whacking away at the puck, and it squirted right over to where Christensen could poke it in behind DiPietro. A huge goal for the Penguins right before the final minute of the first period. On their 7th shot of the hockey game, Christensen cashes in, and now Jordan Stahl trying to come to the goal. A shot and a save made by DiPietro. Stahl just came swooping in there with that long reach and almost scored.
Yeah, some great confidence there. Stahl, the big pterodactyl, and the boys chiming their sticks on the wall.
And a penalty coming up. Freddie Meyer.
Gary Roberts just registered point number 900 on that last goal, Staggy. That's why everybody's tapping their sticks, and now the crowd is going to get up. Gary Roberts, that's point number 900. Wow, what a career. What a career. What a fierce competitor. Over 2,500 plus penalty minutes. Now 900 career points. And he's, oh yeah, that's great. They love him here. They absolutely love Gary Roberts.
Of course, Pittsburgh fans love mean players. Jack Lambert comes to mind.
Gary the Hammer Roberts.
Paul Samuelson comes to mind. You like that nickname, the Hammer?
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
I like Scary Gary.
Yeah, that's my one too.
Now here's Sidney Crosby with it on the power play. The Penguins 0 for 1 with a man advantage, and Crosby looking to give the Penguins a lead here. Would that be a bonus? The Penguins just explode for 2 goals before the buzzer. Gonchar with a shot. Glove down by DiPietro. He reached out with the glove backhand style and grabbed it. He's so good with the stick and the glove.
Yeah, it's funny, you mentioned he's good with the glove. On the last goal, Roberts was able to get a second whack that kept the puck alive for Christensen. You remember on the island, the same thing happened. Jordan Staal got a second whack, kept it alive for Tyler Kennedy, just as he was trying to put the glove on the puck.
Wasacek to take the draw against Sid. Clean face-off win that time. Whitney to Gonchar. A shot blockered away by DiPietro to the corner. 19 seconds to go on the period. We'll go by that. With 1:25 remaining now on the penalty. Gonchar with a shot wide of the goal. Big bounce. But Wasacek got there first and made sure he got it all the way down the ice. So it looks like the Penguins, if they're going to score on this power play, will probably have to wait till the second period. Gonchar's going to shoot it long on DiPietro. And time runs out. But a good period. Gary Roberts able to get in there and whack away at the puck and create a chance for Eric Christensen. We'll take a look at the numbers, Bob.
Yeah, well, Gary Roberts .900 and Miroslav Shatan scoring a goal in his 900th game in the National Hockey League tonight. And all things are pretty even as you look down at the first period numbers.
Dan is going to talk with Gary Roberts. Sidney Crosby is going to reflect on his Gordie Howe hat trick. Highlights and analysis coming up in a tie hockey game.
So it's very hard. And you're going to have a forechecker go to the puck, go to the goalie, so he'll shuffle it from the direction in which that forechecker comes to one of those defensemen that is split off into the corner. Makes it so difficult. But the Penguins seem to get some kind of rhythm in the second half of that first period. Try to establish something there against the New York Islanders. It's very tough to keep the puck away. If you can get it soft into the no play or really hard around where he can't play it, those are your two options.
He plays it this time up the wall, but anticipation by Ryan Whitney to send it back around to the other side. Gonchar gets over. Penguins are on a power play. 55 seconds left on it right now. And it's taken by Peter Sikora. Freddie Myers in the box. Malkin poke checked and an offside call at the line. Time for our Geico quote of the day.
What do we got, Staggy? What do you got there?
It's nothing I'm going to make a habit of by any means. Sidney Crosby on his first fight. No, he's not going to make a habit of it. No. He said, that's the last time I'll do that for a long time.
I don't know if somebody left a sniffer here for me, Snaggy, so I'm going to take a little hit of this ammonia tablet that one of the defense of the Penguins was using. I believe Rob Scuderi.
That'll wake you up. Here's Gonchar. Whitney, good look at the net. It is shot wide. There was a time when maybe shot pass would have been, or shooting for the stick. Malkin was right there in front of the net and nobody near him.
Mark Eaton probably used those tablets the last couple of hockey games. Staggy wake himself up.
Now Andy Hilbert slaps it up the boards. 11 seconds to go on the power play. Crosby around Hilbert. Sidney Crosby sets it up. Good pass by Malkin to Whitney to Gonchar. A shot missed the goal. Glove side of DiPietro. Whitney pokes it in behind the net. Penalty over. Freddie Meyer on. Whitney's in deep on the play. Nobody back covering. Sikora able to keep it in though for Ryan Whitney, and now he realizes he's got to get back. Andy Hilbert has the puck and able to clear it back to center.
And a real veteran play there as that man was Freddie Meyer was coming out of the box. Daryl Sador stood up and started banging his stick viciously on the boards, letting his teammates on the ice know the man was coming out of the box.
Tyler Kennedy ducked out of a check by Andy Sutton and got the puck down below the goal line, but now Richard Park with it. Kennedy throws a hip into him. Park able to move it back behind the cage, and Bruno Gervais looks up and he takes a bump on the near wall. Jarko Ruutu finished him off, and now Park takes the lead pass. Bouncing puck, couldn't play it. And below the goal line to Comrie, who looks for Billy Guerin. Comrie all the way up the boards with it. Tried to go to the point, but Ruutu was right on him all the way, and the puck all the way back into the Islanders' zone.
Gerard Gallant does a lot of teaching here with Martinic and Wick, explaining to the defense how to play some of these situations. Very active, the assistant coaches of the Islanders.
DiPietro used the window that time to get it out to center to Billy Guerin. Staal right there alone. He wanted to strip the puck away from Chris Campoli. Couldn't do it. Shot to the net by Billy Guerin. Blockered away by Sabrin. Held in by Bergenheim. Behind the net, Comrie peeks over the shoulder. Scuderi ready for that centering pass intended for Guerin. And it's whacked out of there by Jordan Stahl, but not out. Held in by Bergenheim. That's a tough play there. And a shot. Good save. Rebound. And the Penguins' Larocque got a stick on it, but again, didn't get it out. Bergenheim really doing a good job at getting in defensive position to create offense.
Yeah, his first NHL goal was shorthanded against the Penguins.
Shot by Witt. He got it down low. This is a great shift for the New York Islanders' top line. The Penguins could not get the puck out of their own zone.
Yeah. Boy. Yeah, well, when they come off the ice, Staggy, I'm going to give them this ammonia and maybe wake them up a little bit because the Islanders had them hemmed in their zone.
Somebody pulled that up once. Hold one of those.
Can you see that at all?
Yeah.
So they crack it. And
you crack it, right? Yeah.
You crack it and you keep that up there a couple of seconds, Staggy, and that'll keep you up all night.
Does it smell like Windex?
Yeah, something like that.
It was a shot off the outside of the post. Blake Como after it. Works it back into the corner for Erik Christensen. Can he get it out? No. Again, the Penguins with a couple of chances to get the puck out can't do it. Shot again by Gervais. Goes below the goal line. It stays with the Islanders again. They're jumping on the loose pucks. Christensen's going to get there. Can he get it out this time? Gary Roberts will turn it back to center. And finally, Adam Hall works it inside the Islander line and right back to the Penguin line. Sador there for Hall. And right to Gervais again. Pressured by Erik Christensen. The puck goes up over the glass. Is it a penalty?
Yeah, that's a penalty. That's a penalty.
Bruno Gervais going to the box.
Yep, everybody, all four officials had that one. The linesmen and the referees were right on top of that. And Ted Nolan, close to his eyes, says, "You got to be kidding me. Can't you just hit that window?" Just missed it. It's a game of inches. It's a game of inches, Staggy, and the Penguins have a great opportunity with the puck in the offensive zone to start this power play.
Penguins 0 for 2 and now 1 for the last 21 on the power play. They're due, to say the least. 17,008 here, looking for the Penguins to take the lead right here with a man advantage. Ryan Whitney sets it up for Crosby. Over to Malkin. One touch pass, one shot there. I don't know what that was. Maybe a shot pass for Jordan Stahl. He didn't come anywhere near the net. The Islanders shoot it down the ice.
The puck was on edge. That pass delivered from Crosby to Malkin on edge.
Gonchar skating fast, but his pass for Malkin intercepted. But falling down on the play was Fedotenko, allowing Gonchar to hold it in. Ryan Whitney dumps it to the corner, but it's going to be cleared by Witt all the way down the ice.
Savern out there to quickly move it up if need be. That held Trent Hunter on the ice a little bit longer than he really would have wanted to, just by Savern holding onto that puck and coming out.
Crosby knocked on his backside. The puck right there and scored. The Pittsburgh Penguins have scored, and Jordan Stahl with a gift. Nobody in the net. All he did was just slide it over the goal line. It's a power play goal, and the Penguins lead it 2-1.
Well, you remember Sidney Crosby got a gift on Long Island, courtesy of Rick DiPietro and company, Bergeron as well. And now Jordan Stahl gets a gift, courtesy of Andy Sutton, and Rick DiPietro. So sometimes, Staggy, you got to stay in your net a little bit. And Rick DiPietro, how do you tell him to do that? Maybe his defenseman got to get out of the way. One of the two has got to happen there. Sutton backed up into DiPietro. It was confusion, and that was a tap in for Stahl.
The first goal in 12 games for Jordan Stahl, the second in 28 games. And he'll take it just like he got it with a wide open net. DiPietro a little too eager to play the puck, got himself out of position. And I guess that's the downside. You don't see it all that often, but every now and then you do. The Penguins have seen it twice here in the last 2 games against the New York Islanders. Mark Eaton back to play it. Touches up on an icing call. So Jordan Stahl delivers the power play goal for the Penguins. He's getting a chance to play on the power play for the first time this year, really. He's had a little bit of spot duty, but this is a regular shift on the top power play unit for the Penguins center iceman with Ryan Malone out of the lineup.
Take one more look at the goal. Sidney Crosby, he stopped up at that blue line by Campoli, and Sutton backs right into the goaltender, DiPietro, who plays everything. You know, it's tough to get on the defenseman for trying to make a play on the puck. He's been so used to doing it for years.
Stahl with his 3rd of the year, and now Adam Hall in there throwing a shoulder into Andy Sutton. He's one guy who can match up with him shoulder for shoulder. Billy Guerin, what a jam it up the boards, taken by Richard Park, trying to get around Scuderi. Park is like a little water bug on the ice. Look at him get around Scuderi again, get a stick on it. He ends up with a puck one more time. Scuderi pins him. He's a strong man, but Billy Guerin comes in to take the puck.
Well, the Penguins were looking for someone to fill the shoes of Ryan Malone. Maybe they found him in Jordan Staal, who finally did get that opportunity on the power play.
Christensen moves it along for Adam Hall. Dodges the check from Chris Campoli. They all go to the bench. The Penguins get a full change here. And again, Bergenheim busting his way in. He shoots one and it's off a leg, and it's going to be taken by Tyler Kennedy, but poked away from him and right through the slot. Racing over to get there first was Jeff Tafe. Sent it back towards the corner, though, and centering pass and a hit Tafe. Now the Penguins finally get control as Wasacek went down. Sikora to Tafe. Tafe shoots one and a save made on the short side. Sikora right there for Tyler Kennedy. Went off his stick. Tafe hustling over, trying to keep the puck in. Letang anticipated beautifully, but he couldn't turn himself in a way to get a shot away or make a pass. Now Tyler Kennedy hit by Campoli, and Rick DiPietro steps behind the net to play the puck. Tafe intercepts. Whipped towards the goal by Sikora. It was high and wide off the glass. It's amazing how he can pull the trigger on those wrist shots.
Oh, man, he's got that big upshoot there on the toe. How about that hit down in the defensive zone by Chris Letang? You were admiring his offensive work, Staggy. I was admiring the defensive play made on Wasacek.
Malkin sneaks behind the D. He's got nothing but Islanders around him. Is waiting for guys to come off the bench and feeds it into the corner for Sidney Crosby. Great stick handling by Evgeny Malkin. And now Trent Hunter takes the outlet pass, and he gets his legs moving to center. Trent Hunter crisscrossing. Dumps it to the corner. Gonchar knew that hit was coming from Sillinger, but made the play to the near side. Tarasenko poked it behind the net. Mark Eaton hit by Trent Hunter. Gonchar able to peel a puck away and then backhanded out to center ice. Taken there by Radek Martinek, who steps on a stick. Didn't even know it was there. Stayed up. That was Mark Eaton's stick.
Yeah, Mark Eaton still without a stick. Typically, the forwards will give the defender a stick when it's in their own zone, and Crosby just gave up his stick to Eaton.
Now Sabourin just clears the puck off the wall. Now Sid's without a stick. And he's just looking around, and the Penguins need to do something here to either stop play, just dump the puck down the ice if they can get it, but they haven't been able to get possession of it. Centering pass, and that's a help, as the pass went right past Fedotenko and all the way back into the Islanders zone.
And that shift there, once Crosby, who's a centerman, he's got to play down low, Staggy. Once he gives up his stick, then he points at Armstrong to go play the low position so that he can play high. The low guy has to have his stick, and it was a nice switch there by Armstrong and Sidney Crosby.
They're buddies. They're roommates. Line mates. They're on the same page. Lead pass off the stick of Como. And behind the net, taken there by Danny Sabourin.
They're hockey players, Staggy, and Colby Armstrong, he's one of those smart hockey players that realize the situation. Some guys have played 15 years and never realized that play. We just talked about it.
Gary Roberts feeds it to the corner for George Laraque. Laraque, Christensen, and Gary Roberts. Roberts protecting the puck, sends it back in behind the net to George Laraque. And Laraque right back below the goal line for Gary Roberts. Roberts cycling the puck towards Christensen, was tripped up, nothing called. Fans thought there should have been a penalty. Now 3 Islanders come soaring in, 3-on-2. Look out, Hilbert with a shot, he scores. Andy Hilbert through the 6-hole as he put it right through the arm and the body of Danny Sabourin. And the New York Islanders tie the game at 2.
It was a 3-on-2. And I thought the Penguins defense almost were able to stand up the Islanders and force the offside at the blue line. It just did not happen. The play was made. Take a look at the. Scuderi's going to try to prevent him from making the play at the blue line. Right there. You see how he was able to somehow get over that blue line, prevent the offside. 1-2 passes, and Andy Hilbert's a left-hand shot. And by virtue of being a left-hand shot, he's got stick in the middle of the ice. A better angle against Danny Sabourin. And you see a lot of those left-handed shooters when they're middle of the ice, they'll go to that blocker side because their stick is looking over that way. That was a great play there. I thought Scuderi, Staggy, did a pretty good job forcing that, almost forced the offside at the blue line.
Oh, a stick goes flying up in the air. Adam Hall's going to go back and get it as the puck comes to the stick of Jordan Staal, and he lifts it inside the Islander line. Andy Hilbert getting the goal. Blake Como getting an assist, as well as Jackman. So the fourth line of the New York Islanders comes up with a huge goal to tie this game at 2. They're talking about getting offense from other sources. The Islanders get that secondary scoring on that shift at Billy Guerin, their top right winger, moves it out to the point. Campoli sends it right back around to the corner for Comrie, who throws it in front. It hit a leg, unfortunately. Stayed in front of Danny Sabourin, who covers it up.
Well, ex-Penguin Andy Hilbert knotted this up at 2. there's the last two shooters right there, Steggy. Andy Hilbert and Jordan Stahl.
Pair of 11s.
Yep. And take a look at Scuderi. He's the defenseman there. Almost makes that move. He did a great job standing up, trying to. You talk about gap control. That was a good job by the Penguins, but they don't have any backtrackers. They don't have any guys to help this 3-on-2. Scuderi tried to do that. He tried to force the offside at the blue line. He needed a little help from his forward contingent. Where were they?
And also, Ryan Whitney never really took his eye off the puck carrier until the puck went right onto the stick of Hilbert. But Danny Sabourin getting a piece of the puck. It went between his arm and his body. The anatomy of a goal right there from Bob Airy, and the Islanders tied at 2. And now Sidney Crosby takes off. He's now tied with Spezza for the NHL lead with 31 assists. But a turnover here. Now it's Comrie going back. Mark Eaton, the lone man back. Comrie looking for trailers. Nobody there, and Eaton just took it right off his stick.
Yeah, Witt was coming. He yelled once, but he couldn't shake himself loose. The Penguins were back checking on that occasion. Great job.
Shots are even at 14. The score is even at 2. 9:53 to go, second period. Comrie, once again, poke checked beautifully by Chris Letang. And Letang looks up. And a pass right to the stick of Sidney and Malkin, who just gets a stick on the puck to get it into the Islanders zone. DiPietro cleared. Stahl anticipated, got over, but just couldn't make a play on the puck. Now Vasicek works it up the wall. Malkin tripped Bergenheim to get the puck. And looks for Letang. The bouncing puck held in by Chris Letang. DiPietro again steps right behind the net with Penguins back there to work it up to the near wall. But now a hand pass, and the whistle blows. 9:21 to go in the second period. It's a 2-2 hockey game here in Pittsburgh.
I'm here with Colby Armstrong. Colby, you guys having a tough time in the forecheck with the puck abilities of DiPietro. What do you guys got up your sleeve?
Yeah, we talk about it. I mean, everyone in the league knows on DiPietro, you got to either get it on the glass or keep it away from him as much as you can. He handles it probably better than most players in the league. So, cross-corner dumps are hard in the glass.
All right, thanks. Keep battling.
All right, thanks, Bobby.
All right, Colby Armstrong.
Keep battling this.
That's the way it is down here, Staggy. You just sense this game's going to hinge. Another one goal. It's going to be another one goaler. The Islanders are the 6th best team in the National Hockey League in one-goal games.
They've been losing them lately, though. Here's Sikora with a drive. Then no numbers will come back to haunt you eventually. They're 12-8 one-goal games. 12 of their 15 wins. They play a lot of tight games, and that's got to be tough mentally, not only on the goaltender, DiPietro, but on the other players as well. Sabourin turns it up the near boards. Held in by Gervais. His shot hits Chatan. Right back to the net. It comes off the stick of Gervais and gloved by Danny Sabourin. Join me, Paul Steigerwald, and Dan Potash for another edition of Inside Penguins Hockey tomorrow night at 6:30 right here on FSN.
Yeah, you talk about the psyche of a team, of a goaltender that has to win and be involved in all these one-goal games, Staggy. Well, you saw the mistake DiPietro made in the last game. The Islanders lost, by 1 goal. In the same situation in this game tonight, he made a mistake. He and Andy Sutton, the miscommunication. Let's see if that one comes back to haunt them.
Puck behind the Penguin goal now. And Eric Christensen gets it, snaps it up the boards for Gary Roberts. Over for support was Adam Hall, but instead Roberts is going to feed it down in behind the net for Adam Hall. He'll go get it first. Now Roberts steps in. All different ways to establish possession of that puck in the offensive zone. Christensen with it. He works it in behind the net. Adam Hall cut off by Gervais, who beat him to the puck and worked it up the left wing to Fedotenko. His pass for Trent Hunter is flagged down, and he'll dump it up into the right wing corner. Ryan Whitney goes back to play it. One hand on the stick. Gets some help from his partner, Rob Scuderi, who's so strong on the backhand, always having to backhand the puck. And back to center it comes. Hunter behind the defense here. Slap shot. That's Sabourin in good position. Stops it against the logo. Well, the New York Islanders have new uniforms. You see those bars on the logo? There's 4 of them. They represent the 4 Stanley Cups that the New York Islanders won in the 80s.
Yeah, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stole one away from the Penguins. Well, stole the series anyway, Staggy.
Well, the Penguins almost stole a cup from them, really, and they just said, no, we're not going to let you do that. And they picked themselves up off the mat and won a big series in 1982.
The winners do. Champions do those kind of things.
Yep. Colby Armstrong around Martinek, able to one-hand the puck. Oh, boy, Colby just went flying into the boards, but he gets himself up, dusts himself off, and the Islanders come back. Comrie with a slap shot wide. Fortunately, Eaton got back to the puck first before Guerin could get there on the carom off the wall. Nice pass by Guerin in front for Park. Good back check by Colby Armstrong. Slap shot from Witt. Blocked. Colby gets to the puck, and he clears it back to center.
Yeah, Colby had to drop down. His first assignment's that defenseman. But if there's a play, he's got to drop down in the house. And Colby Armstrong did a nice job dropping down there.
Daryl Sador goes back.
Take a look at this play by Colby Armstrong, Stagg. He's
Keep
out
in mind
there.
now, Bob, he crashed into the boards at the other end first.
Well, he's used to that. That woke him up. Look, he drops down there, makes that play on Park. That leaves his point man open a little bit, and you saw Sidney Crosby shuffling out there and taking his position. Much like that play we talked about when Crosby didn't have the stick. Those two guys on the same page.
Islanders ice the puck. They're a little tired. The Penguins get a fresh line on here and see if they can take advantage of a tired Islander unit. Larocque sends it up the boards. Billy Guerin tried to get it out, couldn't do so. And the Penguins hold it in. They do. It's Jeff Tafe with it. His shot off a leg. Backhand shot. And Ruutu stopped by Rick DiPietro. Just stood up to make the save. Up the boards it comes, and Richard Park able to dump it out to the center circle. The Islanders still can't change because the Penguins dump it right back in. DiPietro wants to ice the puck out to center. Right there is Sador, and they still can't make a change. Half the team is standing up on the bench right now wanting to change. Ruutu walks in, around the net, stops it. No, he couldn't get it in. Look at DiPietro scrambling over and landing on his back with a puck in his glove, I think.
Well, Ruutu looked like Daryl Sittler coming down the left wing. Watch the fake shot right there, the head fakes. I thought he was going to go 5-hole. He tried to go wraparound. Comrie got there. DiPietro grabbed it with the blocker hand. He had to let go of his stick to grab this one. They see him drop the stick so that he could grab it with the backside of the blocker hand. Staggy, that was brilliant.
How do you think of that right on the spot like that? You know?
That's what happened.
Or something.
His glove's on the wrong hand. That's all he had.
That was hilarious.
Oh, man, that's great stuff.
Bob, those guys were dead tired. They could never get past the red line, and the Penguins just made them pay and got a great scoring opportunity.
Yeah, Letang kept the puck in there, did a real nice job holding that blue line, and that's what an effective guy, a guy that can skate and have the ability, Letang, he can hold that blue line for just that split second more than the regular Joe.
There's Jordan Stahl. Sikora can't shoot it. Heavy check on the near boards by Andy Sutton. Sador holds it in for Tyler Kennedy. And the Islanders try to clear. Letang waiting there for the puck to come around. Wristed right back behind the net. Andy Hilbert is there. Hilbert has some time and space. And he's going to manage to get that puck to center. But there's Letang playing tight again. Very tight gap and able to make that play. Was right in front of you, Bobby. How about that play?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Tight gap. He's got a great skating ability. He's got a great active stick. Just love the way he moves to the puck too. He just glides. See the angle he takes to this one? I mean, he's got all the angles. He's got all the moves, and his confidence oozing after scoring 3 shootout goals this season.
Adam Hall chips it ahead. Gary Roberts to thrash his way around Gervais, but couldn't do so. There's Letang again with a little Murphy dump as he lifts it up into the Islanders zone. So many little things that he does. Gary Roberts is hit hard. He wanted to get that puck deep to the corner, couldn't do so. Puck stays in, though. Here's a good chance for Eric Christensen. His shot, he missed the goal. A battle between Bergenheim and Roberts as the puck comes to the near boards. Christensen throws it in front. It goes right past Roberts to Rob Scuderi, who finds Roberts in the corner. Now for Christensen. Quick pass for Adam Hall. Back for Christensen. His shot, it goes right through the paint. Another penalty coming up here. Away from the play. Roberts continues to battle. And he did draw the penalty, and it's better that he just skates away now. And the Penguins are going to get a power play chance and an opportunity to take the lead.
And Roberts is just giggling at Bergenheim right now. 900 points for Roberts. Oh, look at the eyes of Gary Roberts. He's feeling pretty good. How about this pick on Bergenheim right there? That enables the Penguins to walk around that big blast by Christensen. A set play, and then Bergenheim's going to take a penalty on Roberts. That's not right there. It's a little bit longer. He's going to take an elbow right to the chops of Gary Roberts. Right there. Boom. And then another 2 going to the box. 4-minute power play.
The old retaliation penalty, Bobby. They always get you when you retaliate. Initiate, don't retaliate. Gary Roberts has initiated quite a few hits in his career.
And it's usually that lipping penalty, that unsportsmanlike penalty that comes back to haunt you, not the first one.
So the Penguins look for the lead again here on the power play. A shot, a stall right there, but the rebound jumped right by him off the equipment of Rick DiPietro. Now taken by Sidney Crosby. Crosby settles it down to the corner for Malkin. Malkin, the stall right in front, and you can just see what a forced stall is in front of the goal on the power play.
It's so tough to, I mean, you can't take it. You have to take guys' sticks. It's tough to box him out. He's so big. You're going to take a penalty if you grab him, and he's got a long stick, so how do you get that stick?
Malkin for Stahl, is shot right back to Malkin behind the goal. Out to the point and over the head of Sergei Gonchar goes back. Letang is playing out here with Gonchar right now on the power play for the Penguins.
I think this is what you would envision as, more prototypical power play with a left and a right shot out there. But Whitney's doing a great job. 7 goals on the season.
Quick shot there. And Sikora shot gloved by Rick DiPietro. Sikora, something about him, man. The way he just gets himself in position for great scoring opportunities.
Yeah, and we've seen him score every way this year, Steg, have we not? Like the backhand in front of the net, the forehand, the long range shot. He can score from everywhere in every fashion. And you remember, you got a 4-minute power play, folks, so you want to get as many changes. You don't want to get extended out here. That was 1:15 for the first unit, so you really got to get that change.
Big face-off win for Christensen here. Sikora to Eric Christensen. Oops.
Sador clearly bouncing right now. Just bounced over a Christensen stick.
Yeah, it did. And the Islanders able to dump it in. And
just bounced over a Sabrin stick.
And Ryan Whitney moves it along. Now, use the glove that time to settle it down, Darryl. There's a right wing or rink-wide pass for Sikora, who drives it in. DiPietro couldn't stop it. Roberts crashing in there against Wasacek. Good work by Christensen to get to that puck, move it to Sador, slap shot, and a stick save made by DiPietro, and it's up into the glass, settles in behind the cage, and the Islanders end up with it.
Yeah, Sador did a good job there. He shot the puck to Roberts' stick. Roberts actually got a little redirect on that as the puck went towards DiPietro into the second minor now.
And Christensen made the tough play on the boards to make that play all happen over there on the far wall. Roberts works it behind the net. Malkin just gliding out here, and he skates again. Gonchar. Did he keep that in?
I don't think so. The puck is really bouncing
offside.
Right now. Really bouncing.
2:34 to go. Look at this. Ryan Whitney stepping in. He's got some room. He fires at the save made by another former Boston University player, Rick DiPietro. Pittsburgh Penguins hockey on FSN Pittsburgh is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO.
So you got to figure if the Penguins put one more on the board, that's 3. The Islanders have gone 22 games not scoring more than 3. A pretty good bet. One more goal for a Pittsburgh fan will get you at least 1 point.
Sidney Crosby to take the draw against Hunter. Smashes it to the near boards. Gets body position so he can get the puck to Letang, who niftily moves it along. Gonchar a shot, and it's off his stick. That was again Jordan Stahl in there trying to redirect that puck into the goal.
How about that, Lily? He said niftily moved that puck. Letang, just a flick of the wrist on the backhand.
Ridiculous. I mean, the things he can do. He's a brilliant hockey player. Chris Letang.
Probably one more change probably on the power play here. Get Ryan Whitney back out there on the backside.
Crosby overskates, does a Peter Forsberg and throws a shoulder into the defender to try to keep possession of the puck, but the Islanders get it and shoot it down the ice.
You see the effects of the warm temperatures today, the effects they have late in a period on the ice. The puck really bouncing late in this frame.
Letang again just lifts it up to the corner. What do you have to do, Bob, on a power play if that's the case?
You don't carry it in like Sidney Crosby tried. You dump it in and go retrieve it. You don't try to make too many cute passes. The old tic-tac-toe may not work at this time.
Letang back to Gonchar. Shot blocked by Park. Sergei gets it right back. Finds Sidney Crosby. Now for Malkin. Back to Sid. 28 seconds ago on this 4-minute power play. The Penguins really could use a goal right here to take the lead again. Crosby fakes the shot. Here's Letang, and his shot blocked. And the puck still got through to DiPietro off the shin pads of Andy Hilbert. And DiPietro sits down and covers up.
Wow. Letang's got that ability. He does have soft hands. He was able to cradle that pass from Crosby. There's the fake. There's the shuffle. And he stopped it. Andy Hilbert. Can you believe Andy Hilbert was back there blocking that shot? He's a forward. You would think that was a defenseman coming out from the goal area.
But, Bob, is he down there because Letang is? In other words, he stays with Letang because he's normally out covering that point, right?
He shuffled down because he had the head on the swivel, and the Penguins were moving it on the right offensive side. So, yes, he moved down, dropped down to take away. He should actually be dropping down to take away the pass to Letang. He got down there almost too quick, Staggy. He had to take away the shot.
Here's Sador firing, and a glove. No, that DiPietro looked for the puck in his glove, and it wasn't there. It was blocked in front. There's a collision below the goal line there. Tyler Kennedy involved in that. Penalties over, and the Penguins fail to score on that 4-minute power play opportunity. That's one to write down there. Good penalty kill for the Islanders.
Yep. You see a little teaching there by Sergei Gonchar. Sarge, they call him, and he was teaching Letang, giving him a couple of tricks of the trade after that last opportunity by Letang.
Now here's Ryan Whitney. And he dumped it in, and the Islanders with 30 seconds to work with here after killing the penalty. We'll think offense. The Pittsburgh Penguins and Islanders are tied at 2.
We've seen this lead pass a couple times this period. The Islanders trying to sneak behind the Penguins defense.
And they do it when they do the stationary breakout, Bob, every time. They have different guys fly into different areas into the neutral zone. It's pretty creative stuff, really. I don't see a lot of teams doing it.
It's all orchestrated. You know that. It's not just by chance.
And up the glass it comes, and back to center as time expires here in the second period. Maybe we can get a chance to show one of those in the third period, Bob. You can talk about.
Well, yeah, we got a couple books. We'll show you a couple.
Yeah, I'd like to see a couple. I'll let the Bob Arian as a Hockey 101 revisited. Dan will interview Jordan Stahl after we look at these numbers. You can see that Penguins outshot the Islanders 11-6.
The Islanders haven't had a power play, Staggy. What's going on?
Penguins have 11 power play shots. They do have a power play goal. Jordan Stahl visits with Dan. Rob King in the studio. Highlights and analysis, and what you've missed is coming up.
I think you were going to see any 2 or 3 goal game. Another 1-goal hockey game, and the Penguins are just hoping they're going to come out on top. They don't mind going to the shootout. They've won 14 of 16 in the last couple of years.
Bobby, you better be careful they don't sneak some helium into one of those things. You'll start talking like this.
This is the official drug of the National Hockey League, Staggy. This is legal.
Here's Campoli throwing it up the middle, and it goes all the way into the Penguin zone. Sabrin stops it. And taken by Tyler Kennedy.
I thought it was cream, Staggy. I thought it was just the cream.
Dump to the corner. Campoli with it. You saw the league just recently made a statement that there's not a problem with substance abuse in the National Hockey League, and the league is proud of the way that these players comport themselves.
Right. All the years that I played, I have to admit, I never saw it. Never saw it at all. I mean, there's a lot of shakes being made in the dressing room. That's all I know. A lot of protein shakes.
And Gary Roberts is the master of those. He's got a blender for everything, and I guess even that flaxseed oil that he likes so much. Here's Evgeny Malkin with it now, and his pocket was picked, but he's able to get the puck right back. And Sergei Gonchar under pressure from Trent Hunter. By the way, Gary Bettman is now doing a radio show on a regular basis on XM satellite radio, and I happened to hear a little bit of it last night. It's outstanding. And you can hear a commissioner talking about issues as openly as he does. It's very, very interesting. And there's a shot wide off a stick. Again, Gonchar able to work it up off the boards and out to center ice. Brendan Witt dumps it right back in.
This is where you have to keep things simple. When you're tired, you tend to make mistakes. Your brain tries to, it just kind of shuts down sometimes on you, Staggy. So in the third period, tired hockey players, you just keep things simple. And I'll give Army a little tap as he jumped into my box.
Bob, the best zone that you have, or best view you have of a zone, is that view you have of the neutral zone, and it looks like the Islanders are making it real difficult to get through it right now.
Yeah, it's when you see 4 or 5 jerseys in that neutral zone, it makes it very, very difficult. Very difficult. You got to use that Murphy dump.
Gary Roberts able to keep the puck in, and Freddie Meyer will hunt it over the far boards. Turns away from Eric Christensen. Finds his partner Andy Sutton, who throws it up through the middle. Length of the ice. Letang and Whitney will converge. Whitney gets there first from the icing call.
Well, it's that time. Talking about battling, let's talk about the U.S. Marines. Our U.S. Marine shootout leaders. And there's a look. Chris Letang. Eric Christensen there. 4 for 5 this season. And Chris Letang is 3 for 3.
What's neat about Letang is that all 3 of them were different. Forehand, backhand, and then a roof shot last night.
Yeah, and the goaltenders around the league do watch those things, so you have no problem showing, because the goaltender just doesn't know what to do.
Letang's shot last night was reminiscent of shots that Mario Lemieux used to take. The way he snapped it upstairs as the puck is frozen by Rick DiPietro.
Yeah, Mario had that ability, didn't he? And he had, just those subtle little moves in his hands and in his shoulders, where he could just turn the stick over on the puck. But he had that long reach as well. The goaltender had to protect that high glove, and we saw in Boston last night, Tim Thomas, he tried to stay with Letang, but he just got backed into the net. Letang had easy pickings.
Letang with a slap shot this time. He just kind of took a little off it,
Look
got
out.
it deep, but now the Islanders find themselves with a 2-on-1 here developing. And the shot is just wide of the goal off the stick of Blake Como. Boy, it's a good thing there's Como down there because he missed the net. Now Crosby for Malkin. His shot of a save made by DiPietro. He was on his stomach, and I thought he might get more on the puck. He's capable of that. Here's Crosby with it again, centering. Colby Armstrong can't pull the trigger. Sid shoots one, and that's blocked in front of DiPietro. And the Islanders come back again, and it's Jackman dumping it in. Como goes in after it. He wanted to get off, but he couldn't. Gonchar knocks him right on his rear end and takes the puck and goes the other way.
It was very interesting in that last 2-on-1 that was then a 3-on-1, Staggy. Michael Terry, and I was looking at him with all the traffic. He was watching on the Jumbotron high above as to whether or not the Islanders were going to score on that play. He wasn't looking down on the ice. Very interesting. Oh, high stick here. The high stick. Campoli tried to finish off Kennedy.
The Islanders have the puck.
He's cut. Yeah, oh boy. He's cut. It's going to be a 4-minute penalty, guys. It's going to be a 4-minute penalty by Kennedy. Kennedy was just trying to protect himself. Chris Campoli had stood up over by the penalty box. And Kennedy was just protecting himself over on the wall, got his hands up, and Campoli's cut, so it's going to be a 4-minute penalty. So just like that, the Penguins did not score on their 4-minute opportunity they had in the second period of play when it was 2-2. Now the Islanders will find themselves in the same position.
You heard what Mike Yeo said about keeping our sticks down. He wasn't necessarily referring to a situation like that, but the stick does come up and it catches Campoli, and the Penguins now will look at a double minor penalty against Tyler Kennedy, and here are the Islanders getting their first couple of power play opportunities of the game.
Yeah, and that's one of those calls you may not have seen made when there was only one referee on the ice and two linesmen. Now there's a trailing referee. He's able to see everything that goes on. I can't imagine how one referee was able to do it in the old days. I just cannot imagine. The rink, there's just too much going on out there.
Paul Dvorsky and Dan O'Halloran, the referees here tonight. There's a steal by Adam Hall, but then he loses the puck, and Trent Hunter has control. The Islanders.
Uh-oh.
What happened, Bobby?
I'm alive. Oh, I just about got killed, Staggy. I just about got killed. But I got the puck, and I'm going to keep that as a souvenir. I'm going to throw it back. Here you go.
Do we have a replay of it?
Oh, man.
Here it comes.
Let me see. Let me take a look. I got to watch this one. Look out.
Wow.
You got to be aware of what's going on, man. I was able to duck out of the way of that. Stahl's been having a hard time finding the net. He's not. No way he's going to hit me.
Plus, he would never do that to a guy from Peterborough.
Ah, the boy, Staggy. Oh, here it comes again. He's going to try it again. Jesus, Murphy. These guys are all over me now. They found me, Staggy. They realized I was here. I was safe for 2 periods.
Get out the old Jofa helmet, Bobby. That's what we ought to do. We'll get it out for you. That little thing that was made out of plastic, I think. What was it made out of?
Paper mache.
Here's Scuderi, and he's able to clear it down the ice. Penguins trying to kill off his 4-minute penalty to Tyler Kennedy.
You can see the mark on the glass there beside me, Staggy. I'm glad I'm short.
Here's Joseph Wasacek. Shoots it around. Colby Armstrong anticipates. Whitney, Scuderi. 3 Penguins touch the puck, but unfortunately they couldn't get enough on it to get it out. Scuderi will, though, battle for the puck and whip it off the boards and back up into the Islanders' end.
Ruutu just held on the ice just for a second so that the goaltender, DiPietro, couldn't move it quickly up, and then he sprinted to the bench for the change.
Comrie drives it around. Every time they dump it in, a Penguin's getting back there quickly to get to the puck. Crosby, though, failed to get a stick on that one that came around the wall. Mark Eaton doing the best he can against 2 Islanders. Make that 3 working down low. And now up top it goes to Freddie Meyer. Sutton swings it in deep. Trent Hunter has control of the puck. 2:08 to go on the power play. Hunter to Meyer, a shot off a skate or a stick wide of the goal. Gonchar trying to play the body to get the puck, couldn't do it. Comrie with it. Gonchar backs up into the high area in front of the net defensively. Into that second penalty now. Trent Hunter with it. Trent Hunter holding. Shooting, and a glove save made by Sabrin, and the Islanders sneaking around on the doorstep, and that's why that glove hand can be so valuable. Here's our Aspen Dental play that made you smile. And it's the play that made Jordan Stahl smile.
Yep. There it is, and Campoli came right out of the runway. He wanted to go back on the ice. He's got some steri strips on his left eye. Are they going to let him go back? No, they're not. They're going to say Campoli has to go back onto the bench. He's got 2 power play goals out of his 3 goals for the Islanders, so they missed him out here on the power play.
Racing over, Malkin. Gervais got there first. Whitney sends it up the boards. Malkin nicely able to wrist the puck back into the Islanders' zone.
Malkin on the penalty kill. We've seen a little bit more of that the last couple of days with Talbot and Malone out of the lineup for the Penguins.
This is a very, very big penalty killing situation for the Penguins, and you would think the crowd will start getting into it here as the time begins to tick down on this second penalty. It can be a momentum builder if you can do it. And obviously the Islanders, the games that they play, the low scoring 1-goal games, it would be a huge goal for them if they can score. Campoli wants the puck. Near side, Chatan delivers it down below the goal line. Chatan takes it on the half wall, looks at the net, fires the puck. It hit Rob Scuderi. Diving for it. No, Malkin stayed on his skates. I thought he might die, but he stayed up. And Campoli's got it. 55 with it on the clock. And it's taken by Como. Back for Campoli, looking for a different shooting angle. Como a shot that hit a leg, came right to Malkin, fortunately, and he turns it off the boards and back into the Islanders' zone.
So one more change for the penalty killing unit of the Penguins. You want to get as many as you can on that 4-minute power play. We've done a good job.
Nice to see Malkin getting regular time to kill the penalty with Talbot and Malone out, 2 of the Penguins' top penalty killers. Different players getting an opportunity. Eaton didn't get it out this time. 22 seconds ago on the penalty. That was a chance for Eaton to get it out, and Gervais got it to the corner. Taken by Chatan to Gervais. His slap shot off the stick of Colby Armstrong. Got out there close to him and deflected that shot all the way up into the meshing from way out by the blue line.
And the only team in the National Hockey League with no player to score 11 or more goals, the New York Islanders. And Wasicek, who shot that puck back. Gervais redirect there by Colby Armstrong using that long stick.
Registering only 1 shot on the power play so far, the New York Islanders, in a 4-minute power play, and there's 12 seconds left on the penalty to Tyler Kennedy. Big face-off here. And that face-off won by the Islanders. Jordan Stahl could not win it, and now it's Wasicek working it down low. They got a man in front of the net, Billy Guerin. Comrie throws it in front off the stick of Guerin, and the Penguins have it. Tyler Kennedy comes out of the box, and he'll join the rush here, but Stahl couldn't take that pass. And look out, here comes Guerin the other way. Guerin can't get the shot off. Takes it again in the corner. Penguins with a big penalty kill. Richard Park with it. Park stuffs it in front. Goes right through the paint, taken by Evgeny Malkin. Malkin hands it off to Sergei Gonchar, and he gives it right back to Malkin, and he'll gallop to center ice. Evgeny Malkin storming down the right wing. In behind the goal, Malkin looks for Stahl behind the net. Letang waiting for the puck at the right point, but Stahl goes the other way in front. Colby shoots one, and he hammered it wide.
Oh, man, DiPietro reacted late to that, but Malkin, it does look like a wild horse out on the ice when he gets it rocking and rolling.
Here's Letang shooting, and it's off a leg and wide of the goal. Colby Armstrong gets there first, looks over his shoulder, cycles it back down low for Evgeny Malkin. Martinek turns away from him nicely, and he's got the puck with lots of time. And with 11:22 to go in regulation, and the game tied at 2. Puck squirts over to the near boards. It's up for grabs, and it'll be dumped into the Penguin zone by Mike Sillinger, who has to go to the bench. Letang's got it again, moves it out for Colby Armstrong. Great play there to cut around Freddie Meyer. He knew he was there. Armstrong shoots the puck, and a blocker save made by DiPietro. That was like a wide receiver catching a pass and just having that feel of who was back there when he got it. There's a shot from the near wall by Chatan that's blocked. And another shot wide of the goal off the corner boards, and Andy Sutton will take it. Freddie Meyer tries to get it to Wasicek. Letang again, tight gap on him, but the puck gets behind Letang to Chatan. Chatan washed by Sador nicely. He whacked the puck off his stick. There's a good hit again by Letang on Bergenheim to pry him away from the puck. But the Islanders get it back. Sutton shot through traffic. Pad save made by Savard. Another hit by Christensen on Bergenheim.
Yeah, that was a strong, stiff hit as well, and he's picked up that area of his game.
Freddie Meyer anticipating, beat Gary Roberts to the puck, but Sador battling, able to work it up the boards. Gary Roberts just wants to protect it. He shovels it back behind the net again. Now Letang will take it. Man, the Penguins spent a lot of time in their own zone on that shift. Finally, they get it going north. And they're too tired anyway, so Christensen will dump it in, and they'll make a line change.
Yeah, it was a soft dump away from DiPietro, so they could get an easy change.
Islanders working inside the Penguin line again. Andy Hilbert in after it, but an offside call at the Penguins line. Back in a moment. 2-2 the score. History repeats itself, Bob.
Yes, it does. We saw on the island Saturday a second opportunity as they jab it away from DiPietro. A second opportunity as Robert keeps it alive there for Eric Christensen. A bobble by the goaltender DiPietro and a defenseman. A bobble and an early Christmas gift for Jordan Stahl. And we're tied at 2.
And you want to hear some more history repeating itself? All 3 games so far this year between the Penguins and Islanders have ended in a 3-2 score. We've got a 2-2 game right now with 9:50 to go in the third.
That's right according to script.
Chris Letang, that great mobility. He's mobile, as they say in Canada. Here's Blake Como rolling back. That's a good hockey name. Fires and scores. Sabourin never saw that shot. He wasn't looking. It was almost as though he was trying to get himself in position with the screen in front of him. He took his eye off the shooter for a moment. We talked earlier, Bob, about guys shooting from everywhere. Como let it go from the half wall. It scored off the post.
Yeah, it's his off wing, though. You can see he's a right-handed shot, 57 Como. See how Malkin turns away from him there? That was a no-no, and the screen in front, that was a great screen. Look at, you see Evgeny Malkin turns away from Como when he stops there. And there's 11, Andy Hilbert. Andy Hilbert again involved in the Islanders' third goal, standing right on the doorstep in front of Danny Sabourin. But Staggy, when a player stops like that and you're defending him, you better stop too. You can't take the big swoop. The Penguins, Malkin took the big swoop, and it's 3-2 Islanders.
First career goal for Blake Como. Remember earlier he had that chance on the 2-on-1 and missed the net? He didn't miss it that time. And Hilbert bumped into Sabourin. Just took his concentration off the puck for just a moment. He never saw it go in.
Well, there's 3 goals for the Islanders that have not scored more than 3 goals in 22 consecutive games coming into this one.
Jerry Roberts works it to the corner to Tyler Kennedy. Kennedy stripped of the puck, and back comes Ruslan Fedotenko for Trent Hunter, joining the rush of Sillinger. His shot blocked, rebound, score. Trent Hunter, and the Islanders take a 4-2 lead just like that.
Talk about a fortuitous bounce. But once again, the Penguins pushing the issue right now. They're down by 1. They give up a 3-on-2. And the Islanders take advantage of this 3-on-2. And that's the first time in 23 games they've scored more than 3 goals. And Trent Hunter, that puck came across his body. It wasn't as easy as it looked. He did have the 4x6 available. There's a quick shot by Sillinger. The puck came very quickly to the stick of Trent Hunter. And he just snapped it in one quick motion. Just kind of pushed it towards the net. There's no way Danny Sabourin is going to get back for that. He was out on the Sillinger shot.
So Trent Hunter scores his 6th goal of the year. The Islanders with 2 quick goals, and the Pittsburgh Penguins stunned here in the third period by an Islander team that, as we told you earlier, never stops.
Well, I'll tell you, Staggy, last night against Boston, the Penguins had a 4-0 lead. Tonight they had a 2-1 lead. So they gave up 4 straight goals last night and 3 straight goals tonight. Am I correct on that?
Yep, there's a shot down low. And Tafe taking that one. The save made by DiPietro. Keep in mind that the Islanders, because they are a low-scoring team, have become accustomed to not giving up a lot of goals. And DiPietro is not a man prone to giving up late goals in games. 4-2, Islanders lead it.
Well, the New York Islanders do not light the lamp a lot, but when they do, they entered the game with 72 goals. They now have 76. 4 or more goal games 5 times, and they're 4-0. Could be 5-0 after tonight. In comparison, the Penguins with 99 goals on the season, 4 or more goal games 11 times. The Penguins 10-1 in that span. Bobby, the numbers do say it all, don't they?
Well, they do. I mean, the Islanders have struggled. They've struggled in those wide open red light games where there's a lot of goals. And the Penguins have flourished in those. Let's see if they have something up their sleeve. They got to get 2 on DiPietro. That's going to be a tall task.
Islanders have had 7 3-2 games and 7 2-1 games. There's a chance right in front for Malkin. He steered it wide of the goal. Crosby works it back to the corner and taken by Billy Guerin. Almost had to kill that 4-minute penalty. Malkin was involved in the penalty kill. I don't remember seeing Sid out there. He was out there. So there's a chance for Comrie. Shoots from a sharp angle, and Sabourin makes the save. Sabourin has now stopped 112 of the last 130 shots. Gives him a save percentage of about .860 over that stretch. Here's Colby Armstrong. You want to get it up over 900, obviously.
And you're talking about a stretch, Staggy, where he's the #1 goaltender. Where Marc-Andre Fleury's been hurt, so you need him to hold the fort a little bit better than that.
Here's Fedotenko down the wing. He pulls up, looks for a trailer, finds a man in Brendan Witt across the ice. His shot blockered away by Sabra into the corner, taken there by Jordan Stahl.
Well, you talked about that 4-minute penalty kill for Pittsburgh here in the third period, but the Penguins had a 4-minute power play of their own in the second. They were denied.
Yep, and we talked about it. Remember it? We said write it down because that was a big penalty kill for the Islanders.
Yep.
And this crowd, which by the way is the 30th straight sellout crowd in the regular season, tying a Penguins franchise record. And congratulations to the fans of Pittsburgh for turning out in those numbers. But they really didn't react a whole lot to the kill on that 4-minute penalty. And sometimes, you know, that when the fans are real involved in that kind of a thing, it can really give the team a lift. But I just didn't feel the Penguins gain any momentum from that penalty kill. There's a shot by Sillinger and the save made by Sabra. Taken now by Letang. He tried to work it up the boards and over to play it with Sillinger. And the Islanders smelling 2 points here. They've not been doing much winning here lately, and now they're probably feeling pretty good about having a 2-goal lead on the road, Bob.
Yeah, well, they certainly are, Staggy. We always look around up there, and we're always looking for the best Subway sandwich of the game or a good hit. Quite frankly, there hasn't been enough good hits on the side of the Pittsburgh Penguins in this hockey game.
The Islanders, as Mike Yeo said, kind of lull you to sleep. And their fourth line has scored 2 goals here tonight. Andy Hilbert with one and Blake Como with the other. Another chance for Hilbert. And Hilbert's a pretty skilled player, as we saw when he played with Sidney Crosby.
You look at the Penguins lineup tonight, they're missing some physicality in Brooks Orpik, no doubt about it. They're missing it in Ryan Malone, and they're indeed missing it with Maxine Talbot.
Absolutely. Tyler Kennedy and Gary Roberts bring you that grit. Eric Christensen, I thought, has played pretty physically here tonight.
Well, I got to tell you, the two most physical players, the last couple of games, Chris Letang has been physical on the blue line for Pittsburgh, and Eric Christensen indeed has used his stick and used his body well.
We'll take another break. It's a 4-2 lead for the Islanders with 5:28 to go in the third period. Pittsburgh Penguins hockey on FSN Pittsburgh is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. McDonald's. And by Labatt. Come on up. Well, Bob, this is the second of back-to-back games for the Penguins. The Islanders were here waiting for the Penguins last night while they were in Boston. Penguins fortunately have the day off tomorrow prior to their game with the Bruins, who actually play tomorrow. So the Bruins will be in that situation on Sunday. But the schedule maker can definitely play a role also in how things turn out.
Yeah, he certainly can. You heard Mike Yeo. He talked about fatigue, and it could play a factor in this hockey game. And I think, you talk about lactic acid in players' legs, and it's something that builds up during the game. All of a sudden, you got to kill a 4-minute penalty. Only certain guys get on the ice. Other guys have to sit on the bench. You talked about Crosby. He wasn't out there long when he was out there killing that penalty. So some guys have to sit, and it seems like the Penguins really do not have the energy they need to come back in this game.
And you can feel that on the bench, can't you, Bob? As we do our Subway sandwich. We can talk about that in a moment.
Yeah, here, take a look at the Subway sandwich. And this goes back to the second shift of the first period. That's Chris Letang. Look at the leverage he gets. And that's a big man, Vasicek, right there, that he tumbled over. Made him look like a pretzel, did Chris Letang. I expect to see a lot of him in the last 5 minutes of this game. Yeah, the bench is really quiet right now, Staggy. And normally if you get a little break between games, you get a feel. And the guys are still into it. They're still high on the bench, and they're still just raw in it. They get that feel they're going to get back into it. But you sense from not only the bench, but the crowd down here, really stoic.
There's a shot, hit something on the way in.
Letang.
He's stinging from that shot, but unfortunately, after it hit him, it went right to the belly pad of Danny Sabra.
Letang's very fortunate there because that puck really shot up. I think it was on Martinic.
Well, the Penguins certainly have had their problems in the division this year. If they lose this game to the Islanders, their record in the Atlantic would drop to 4-10-1.
Their stretch of, I believe it's 24 games in a row against Eastern Conference here. They're going to start making hay.
They did get the 2 points last night against Boston, conceded one to the Bruins. And here's Colby Armstrong looking for Sid.
Penalty.
And it is a penalty. The Penguins get a chance now to maybe get back into this thing.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, the crowd, you got to get into it here.
And a lot of folks have gone home. There's a lot of empty seats right now.
Billy Guerin, captain of the Islanders. One of the free agent pickups in the offseason. There's the hook on the Little hook on the arm.
That's all it takes, right, Bob? That's all it takes.
Well, especially in a 4-2 game when you're the team that's leading 4-2 with 5 minutes left in the game. You got to put your stick down on the ice. Everything below the waist.
That's just an old habit creeping in there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, you could do that all night long prior to the lockout. Here's a lead pass to center, and it's taken by Sillinger. He'll drop it off to Hunter. Look out, he's dangerous. Hunter can't pull the trigger. He was hooked up by Malkin on the play. I guess he had his stick.
Yep, and Malkin did keep that stick down low, stick on stick.
You got to have a great view of it from down there, I'll tell you. And there's Stahl dishing it off to Sid. Crosby, a little stutter step move, and now turn away from Brendan Witt. Out to Gonchar. Slap shot and a pad save, or a blocker save made by DiPietro. Crosby has it again. Stahl's in front of the net. Whitney to Gonchar. One touch pass to Malkin. Stahl stands in front as Malkin holds the puck. Malkin will dish it off to Sid. Malkin runs a little interference, but Sid goes up to Gonchar. And Gonchar wristing the puck. And it's off a stick. Martinek slaps it hard around and all the way down the ice. I like Radek Martinek, kind of an underrated player. Late round pick of the New York Islanders.
Yeah, and, you know, the new game helps him. He's not a big guy, but he's very mobile out there. And the Penguins, when you have a lot of traffic in front like Stahl's there, you need a little quick give and go play. You know, get Gonch and get two players, Gonchar and Crosby, close together. A little quick give and go. The goaltender can't react because he can't see with a big body.
Now will be taken by Whitney. He snaps it across the ice for Gonchar, who had to turn his stick over to make sure that puck stayed in. Great play again by Gonchar. So nifty out there by the blue line when those penalty killers are applying pressure. Centering pass, save made by DiPietro. Roberts pushes for the rebound. Christensen's shot, one was blocked. And taken now by Gonchar. Back to Christensen. Christensen shoots and a glove save made by DiPietro, and there's Roberts right there in the neighborhood again. Fishing around for a rebound.
Yeah, and I think he clocked DiPietro around the mask, the stick of Roberts. But Christensen was directing traffic out there for Gonchar. He said, walk, walk. By doing that, he was able to get the pass, and there's the shot, and there's the stick. It was his own defenseman who clubbed him in the back of the helmet.
Sidney Crosby steps in with Malkin and Colby Armstrong.
Would you pull the goaltender? 3 minutes left on the power play. Not much left of it. I wouldn't do it now. Something you might have thought about halfway into the power play.
Malkin can't hang on to the puck. It comes to Letang. Good work there by Letang to move his body into position so that he could work it back down the wall, but Penguins unable to get possession of it. Now Colby Armstrong steps in. He steals. Colby protecting the puck. The penalty's over. Malkin again throws a shoulder into Witt to get body position, and Crosby comes in to take the puck. Excellent body work by these forwards of the Penguins and also Letang to just turn their body in a way to shield off the defender before the puck gets there. Now Sador with it. Hits one of the Islanders. By the way, Ted Nolan's son will be making his debut with Carolina tomorrow night in Tampa. His son Brandon Nolan currently leads Albany in goals and second in points. And his other son Jordan plays for the Windsor Spitfires. He's in town right now watching this game. It's a great weekend for Ted Nolan. Unable to watch his son play though. And here's a chance for Sean Bergenheim. Gonchar takes the puck away from him.
Yeah, Ted Nolan has not beat the Pittsburgh Penguins this year, Staggy.
No, because Al Arbor got the win.
Exactly. Just testing you.
Now taken by Sabrin. 1:56 to go in the hockey game. And by the way, that's a great accomplishment. Ted Nolan, a plugger when he played, an outstanding coach of the year, won the Jack Adams Award with the Buffalo Sabres. He's done a great job. He got the Islanders into the playoffs last year, and now he's got a son who's going to play in the National Hockey League tomorrow night and another one on the way.
I'm kind of feeling, at the start of the game, I was feeling at home a little bit, Staggy. I had John Shabbat, my old centerman, over there beside me, and I just need Davey Hannon on the other side, and we'll complete that line.
Davey might be in the stands tonight. There's Colby Armstrong. If he's not, he's watching, right?
Yes, exactly.
1:17 to go. This is a tough game for the Penguins to swallow. They were in it all the way in the third period. The Islanders just scored 2 goals within 37 seconds to take the game away from him. Stahl can't get to the net. He's knocked down. Down like a tree.
Yeah, he did go down like a tree. Trent Hunter hit him. Then he looked down, and his stick was broken.
56 seconds to go in the game. Letang races in for the puck around Brendan Witt.
The goalie's out. Sabrin's out.
Extra attacker comes on in the form of Eric Christensen. And the puck taken by Colby Armstrong.
Somebody's got to go to the front of the net. Nobody's there.
Then Malkin guns one wide off the outside of the post. Crosby to Gonchar. Another shot Trickling around. Malkin looks for it. Colby takes it behind the net. 31 seconds to go in the game. The whistle blows here. Sikora. Now we got a battle in front of the net. Christensen throws a glove into the face of Brendan Witt. Now Christensen's getting a little bit more feisty here, Bob.
Yeah. And what was the whistle for? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Penguins at 7 on the ice, Staggy. And that's a good pickup by the linesman. Penguins had 7 players on the ice. I mean, they tried to sneak one off. Malkin had a shot that went off the edge of the post, and he may have done that when 7 players were on the ice. That's a good eye by the man in the stripes. Paul Dvorsky saying he's right. They had 7 men on the ice. Andy Hilbert, a goal and assist and a +3 on the season. It's a heck of a night for Andy Hilbert. Gets back to even in the plus-minus department for the season.
I would call him diminutive, wouldn't you, Bob? I mean, he's slightly built for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's a gritty little guy.
He is. He's got a lot of hands, and he's got the ability to play on a third line or a first line, Stag. We saw it here in Pittsburgh. He was almost a point-a-game guy playing alongside Crosby, and not everybody can do that.
Only 20 seconds to go. The fans are wending their ways toward the exit gates here at Mellon Arena as the Pittsburgh Penguins will fall to the New York Islanders for the second time this year. First time on home ice. Islanders returning the favor after the Penguins were able to beat them Saturday night on Long Island. And the Penguins will lick their chops, lick their wounds here, and play the Boston Bruins on Sunday afternoon. Penguins record will fall to 17, 16, and 2, and they're stuck at 36 points. Coming into this game, the Penguins were in that 7th spot in the Eastern Conference. The Islanders in 14th spot, only 4 points behind. Now they're 2 points behind. So that'll get them up the ladder a little bit in the Eastern Conference standings.
Well, a Ted Nolan coach team is not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Good job, Johnny. Good job.
No, they're going to hang around all year. When you got a goaltender like Rick DiPietro, Bob, same thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, going to have Merry Christmas to John Shabbat and to his family. And, he traveled across seas, Staggy. And good for Johnny Shabbat. I mean, this team, they did a lot of coaching on the bench, the assistant coaches tonight. They were in it from start to finish. The Islanders could ill afford to lose too many games here. They're battling for every precious point right now. And the Penguins, they're going to have to lick their wounds and go back at it in a couple of days, Staggy.
Teddy Nolan smiling, and he had a different look on his face when they lost the other night to the Buffalo Sabres, and they bounced back with a win here tonight. Our next broadcast is Sunday against the Boston Bruins at 3 o'clock. FSN's coverage continues right now with Rob King and Jay Caulfield on FSN Live. For Bob Airy down on the ice and Dan Potash down on the ice, this is Paul Steigerwald upstairs saying good night from Pittsburgh.